Well, guys, I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen with the mass deportations across the country. Now, guys, there's definitely some pushback from some woke mayors out there like Mike Johnston of Denver. Now, the Denver area, man, has been was actually taken over by Tren de Aragua. That is the Venezuelan gang that took over apartment complexes out there. But Mike Johnston, man, he doesn't seem to actually care too much about that. This man is willing to actually violate the law. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Denver is a sanctuary city. Now, guys, I believe that sanctuary cities and states should be illegal because those cities and those states are harboring criminals. If you come into this country illegally, that is breaking the law. So how is it that cities and states are able to violate the law? These mass deportations, they need to happen on day one. We already got prisons full of illegal aliens right there. That is a good starting point. Tren de Aragua, that gang, they need to go too. And then you actually get down to people that cross across the border illegally that haven't committed violent crimes. They all must go. But people like Mike Johnston right here, he says he's actually willing to go to jail. Yes, he's trying to defend illegal activity, folks. Listen to this.
Protest it, and I would expect other residents would do the same.
Trump's new border czar, Tom Homan, has said that he is willing to arrest leaders like yourself for standing in the way of these policies that they want to enact. Would you be willing to go to jail for these things?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. And I'm also not seeking that. I think the goal is we want to be able to negotiate with reasonable people how to solve.
There's no negotiation. If your city has illegal aliens, they need to be deported. There is no negotiations.
Hard problems.
You would encourage people to protest?
I think we're going to look at every option. But yeah, I don't think that there are, I talked to some high school kids this week who were terrified about this. I don't think those kids are going to stand there and watch 3 of their classmates get pulled out of a history class with the other 27 stand by and do nothing. I don't think that's what Denverites or Americans would do in this context at all.
What is your line where you say, yes, I support these deportations, and no, I don't support these other ones?
Yeah, I think our line is clear. We think if you are a violent criminal that is committing serious crimes like murder or rape in Denver, you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law and you should be deported.
Yeah, they all should be deported. But there's definitely going to be a hierarchy. The worst of the worst must go first. However, man, Tom Homan, man, the border czar, the new border czar, he's willing to accommodate Mike Johnston. If he wants to go to jail, hey, Tom Homan is willing to actually put him in jail. Any mayor that actually violates the law, that doesn't comply, should be jailed. I'm talking about you, what's the Boston mayor's name? Wu, that's the name. Also, Brandon Johnston in Chicago. Yeah, let's go ahead and listen in to Tom Homan here, and he's also with my governor, Greg Abbott, as well. Let's go ahead and play it.
With reaction, a man that President Trump appointed to fix the border, Tom Homan, along with someone who, frankly, has played a very big role in bringing attention to this security disaster, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and they're going to be together all day tomorrow. Tom, you heard this mayor out there in Colorado. I want to get your reaction to it. And I want you to be clear about who has jurisdiction, the federal government or state and local governments. And if you're a sanctuary state or city, are you breaking the law?
You're absolutely breaking the law. All you have to do is look at Arizona versus U.S. You'll see these breaking the law. But look, me and the Denver mayor, we agree on one thing. He's willing to go to jail. I'm willing to put him in jail.
Good.
Because there's a statute. It's Title 8 United States Code 1324 III. And what it says is it's a felony if you knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from immigration authorities. It's also a felony to impede a federal law enforcement officer. So if we don't want to help, that's fine. He can get the hell out of the way. But we're going to go do the job. President Trump has a mandate for American people. We got to secure this country. We got to save American lives. And I find it shocking that any mayor of a city would say, President Trump's been clear. We want to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. I find it hard to believe that any mayor or governor would say they don't want public safety threats removed from their neighborhoods. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on in Denver, but we're going to go and we're going to fix it. If he don't want to fix it, if he don't want to protect his communities, President Trump and ICE will.
So you will be going into Colorado, Illinois, New York, California, and you are going to uphold the law of the land. That's your commitment. It doesn't matter what these elected politicians threaten or say that they're going to do.
We're going to enforce the law, period. And they're not going to stop us.
You know, Governor Abbott, I watched you with great frustration do everything imaginable in your power, come up with idea after idea after idea, because you were bearing the brunt of this from the very beginning. And you tried to put up barriers in the beginning, and then you tried to work the courts in the beginning. Then you started flying people out of your state to the sanctuary cities and states, and then all of a sudden, people like Mayor Eric Adams, to his credit, he finally got there, realized maybe this is not such a good idea, wide open borders, because we can't control what's going on here. How frustrating has that been for you?
Well, listen, it's very frustrating when we have a country and a president and an administration that are fighting back against the law, inviting all this illegal immigration into our country, bringing those people in who are committing those rapes, those murders, and crushing families across the entire country. So I'm thankful that we finally have a president, President Trump, who's going to enforce the laws of the United States of America. I'm thankful that we have Tom Homan as the incoming border czar, who's going to help execute those laws and enforce those laws and make sure that we get back to restoring order. But also, I'm thankful, especially this time of the year, what Tom's going to help me out with tomorrow. I'm thankful for the National Guard troops who've been serving on our border for the past 4 years under the Biden administration, erecting the barriers, repelling and denying entry to people trying to enter the country illegally. Those are men and women who deserve the respect of the entire United States of America. And we're going to go feed them Thanksgiving dinner, Thanksgiving lunch, and show them the gratitude that they deserve.
Good. Now, I'll also add this, that we should actually have the regular military on the border. Because when you're in the military, you're supposed to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And there's no doubt about it, guys, that the cartels down there in Mexico have declared war on the U.S. They're bringing in all types of illegal drugs and stuff like that. If you don't like the military being at the border, then that's your problem. I'm all for the U.S. military being at the border. We spend so much money defending other countries' borders except our own. Doesn't make any sense. So we definitely need to have the U.S. military at the border. I mean, if they're down there at the border, man, we can solve this thing quick. Definitely. Even at the northern border, too, as well. I mean, we don't talk too much about that, but it's bad up there, too. It really is. The American people definitely have a mandate. President Trump, you will secure the border. And if you don't do it, then, hey, there's going to be hell to pay. The American people overwhelmingly support mass deportations. The American people actually do want that border secured. It's going to be interesting also to see what California does, man, because California is the worst of the border states. I mean, guys, they just let illegals run amok like crazy, more than any other state. You notice, guys, out of all the border states, you haven't heard anything from California because they want those illegals to come across the border. I'm willing to bet that Gavin Newsom is not going to comply. If he doesn't want to comply, he's the governor of California, lock him up too. Lock up any government official, mayor, governor that does not comply. because they're harboring illegal aliens. And this isn't right, man. Sanctuary states and cities needs to be abolished because that clearly does violate the law. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.